And you had found your editor on Twitter, or she found the book on Twitter? How did that work?
No. Okay. So yes, it was Twitter involved. So I was just minding my own business, and a friend sent me a screenshot from Twitter that it was Brittany, and she was looking for a reality food competition book. And my book was not done at that time. Like, I was still working on it. And so I sent it to my agent and was like, hey, isn't this funny that I'm writing this? We should let her know it's out there. And it turned out my editor from It's a Wonderful Death had moved to another publishing house, and she had moved to Running Press, which happened to be where Brittany was, working. And so Julie and I had worked so well together on It's a Wonderful Death. And Liza reached out to Brittany, but also CC Julie, and it was meant to be. There was so much serendipity in this whole situation that it was crazy, because I love Julie. I loved working with her. When she left Sky Pony, I was devastated, because I was like, I never want to work with another editor the rest of my life. And then to be able to work with her assistant editor was just, that was good. I was good with that. And Brittany was just she was so great and so supportive to work with. We ripped this manuscript apart about 18 different times, trying to make everything fit and everything work. And I'm so glad she was able to stay with me.
So how do you keep your interest in the story? I gotta imagine by around draft number 10, you're like, this is definitely it, right? And then of course, no, not quite.
I love all my babies equally for as long as they exist. No, there are times where you're like, oh, this book just needs to be done. But I think when it's finally finished, like, you're like, okay, this is it. This is where it's going to be. And I haven't read it since I turned it in. I've been a little afraid to read it, but the other day somebody asked me for a quote from it. I don't know. And I started reading through the chapter, and I was like, oh, this doesn't suck. Okay, this is all right. I'm good. This is good. I'm so glad this is coming out in 3 weeks, and I'm now okay with it. But it was a labor of love. I lost about 5 hours of editing in like an hour and a half before I was supposed to turn it in, and found it and only had lost a chapter worth of reviews or revisions. So it was just, every time I turned around, I felt like I was going to cry. So my dog was so concerned that night that she ran upstairs to get my husband and brought him downstairs, because she's like, I was hyperventilating. I couldn't find, chapters and chapters of totally rewritten chapters. And she kind of panicked and freaked out. And I was like, oh, we have a Lassie dog.
Did you lose it just due to a computer error, or what happened?
No, it was totally user error.
Sure.
I'm sure I did something. But yeah, it was, I had found it, there was an unsaved draft that I found that only didn't have the last chapter done, and that was the easiest one to fix. So I was okay. We got it in on time. There wasn't many tears shed. It was fine.